I feel privileged to welcome and introduce Mr. Hanuman Das, also known as Greg Clark. He is a distinguished teacher and author in the realm of spiritual living. Since his early 20s, he has dedicated his life to spirituality profoundly influenced by his teacher Ram Das. He specializes in teaching meditation and self-inquiry, emphasizing the integration of spiritual practices into everyday life. As the author of Om Salvation's Tale of a Spiritual Traveler and currently editing his upcoming book, Peace Man, which focuses on man's spiritual journeys, Hanuman Das offers valuable insights into the spiritual path. His work has been featured in esteemed publications like Australian Yoga Journal, Australian Yoga Life Delhi Om, and Elephant Journal, and he has started his wisdom on both local and national radio in Australia. Mr. Das' commitment to blending spiritual wisdom with practical living highlights his deep dedication to guiding others on their own spiritual paths. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Mr. Hanuman Das.
Namaste.
Most welcome, Hanuman Das ji. Hanuman ji is my ist. Your name is beautiful. You're most welcome to speak on the topic yoga and the journey of healing long-term physical disease. Most welcome.
Thank you, Vikrant. How are you? It was also lovely to see in the background on Vikrant's table there a picture of Swami Vivekananda, one of the great teachers in my life and in the life of many students of spirit. And so I wanted to speak today. I'll try and speak slowly just in case we've got a range of accents and the Australian accent is difficult to hear and pick up. But I wanted to start with a prayer. It would be inauspicious not to begin with maybe a recitation of the Gamaya mantra. So if you feel at peace and you know the mantra, please just join in by close your eyes. Take a gentle breath in. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyoti Gamaya Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. So the final line of Om Shanti, 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 Vikrant spoke about in his introduction. And it's made me think a lot about peace and health on the journey of our awakening. What is peace? What does it mean in our modern world? What is it the resultant of? Is it a natural state of our being, or is it the result of following the Dharma, living and resolving karma? Is it through our bhakti? Is it through our shakti? Is it through our inward reflections of jnana? How is the peace that we so desire, most of us so desire, achievable? How can we find peace amongst chaos? It seems, at least outwardly to those who don't have eyes to see, that there is chaos externally. And many of the students that may come via our temple, via our studio, are very interested in peace and healing on their journey, but it's usually focused outside. I'll be peaceful when everyone and everything changes. And that doesn't seem like it's a viable option. So I found that when you're at peace, everything changes. Rather than seeking peace externally through changes in the world or your family or your friends or your yoga teacher, it's accessible always inside you when you've lived in harmony, in tune with your Dharma. Over the last few months at the studio where we have been teaching yoga and philosophy and Vedanta, we've done a series of teachings on the Saturday morning Dharma talk, ranging from, we did a dozen or so lectures, discourses on the Ramayana, and a beautiful series on exploring Ram and and his peace that was there through the most challenging times, through battle and through war and through loss of life and love. He remained at peace, constantly healing himself and those around him from anything that was vexing or troublesome. And then we did a series that gently, naturally led on to that, which was about Dharma and the personal Dharma. And as Vikrat talked about, the family Dharma, and then the cultural Dharma, and then the universal Dharma. And I came to the conclusion, at least in my own mind at this point, that peace is not accessible unless we're living to some degree in tune with that path, our Dharma, our way, our purpose, our meaning. This is the way true healing can happen. It may not be curing of the physical body or total curing of other things, but it'll be healing in the sense of the mind and the body finding ease because you're on the right path. You're doing what brings meaning for yourself. You're aligned with what, as Krishna said to Arjuna on the battlefield, you must follow your path and no one else's. So as we unfold and as we work inwards to what peace is for us, and no matter the external circumstances, we are able to manage, to navigate, to remain steady, whether the person in front of you in the line is having a difficult time, whether the people that supposedly govern and are in charge, who lead, seemingly off track or on track, we remain peaceful, because the state of the body and the state of the mind is relative to our sense, inwardly looking. So if we're seeking that peace, if we're seeking that joy, if we're seeking that balance, then it has to come from inside. It has to be rebalanced, rebooted, so that inside, amidst joy and suffering, there's even amounts of peace. My teacher, Swami Tyagananda from the Boston Vedanta Society, says if you can't control your joy or your ecstasy, you won't control your misery. And I think it's a very, very insightful phrase, that if we are at peace when things are going in our favor, we're blessed. And if we are at peace when things seemingly aren't going in our favor, we are blessed. So each time something arises in your life, a circumstance arising to a karmic choice, if you follow the Dharma, peace will come, healing will come, physical health will re-establish itself to the level it can, depending on the aging of the body and the mind and of all the circumstances of a short, brief incarnation on this plane. And it's much talked about in Hinduism and in Buddhism that this plane, this realm, this loka, is precise balance of joy and suffering. And so it's I'm going over that area with saying what is happening here now is exactly right for us to awaken, for us to return to peace. No matter if it's seemingly out of balance outside, chaotic, things are going against what we think is the normal grain of things. There's less truth than there is more truth. There's more attachment than there is non-attachment. This is where we reorient ourselves back towards soul, back towards jiva. And each time we do this, we get a little bit more stable. So the next time a difficult thing arises, we have got the braced, we are supported by spiritual practice, by understanding of the philosophies of Vedanta and yoga and Sankhya and all the traditions that the previous speaker spoke about. They are the brace that supports us in these troublesome times. They are the support, the dharana, that supports us during the challenge. Because each time you get a little bit more at ease, you get a little bit more attending to yourself in relation to how will I navigate this circumstance? What is the dharmic choice? Where am I dharmic and where am I adharmic? Does this bring peace or does this bring me shakti, bhakti? Does this bring me shelter? All these words about purity and devotion and inner strength. because we can't have peace if we have no inner power or inner strength. We can't have peace if we don't have any devotion. We can't have peace if we aren't informed about this path, this dharmic path, this Sanatana Dharma. So as you start to unfold in your spiritual practices, as they start to seem like you want them more than you need them, you are happy to get up early and sit in meditation. You can't wait to get out of bed in the morning to do your puja, your arti, to sit with your guru, my guru, Neem Kurli Baba. It's like the best date of the day to get up early and to spend time, as Brother Lawrence talked about, in constant communion with your Ishta. Dr. Vikar was saying that Hanumanji was his Ishta Devata. And as we go through the day, spending more time in communication with our Ishta, because Hanuman was said to be the perfect balance of Shakti and Bhakti, of strength and love, of strength and devotion. If everyone that is on this path is finding the balance with their Ishta, reflecting the qualities, then peace will reign. Then the healing part of your journey, which the healing part from perspective that I have is that the resolving of karma, the non-creation of new karma or only helpful karma. That is what is really healing. The body will age and decay. The beard will change color. The hair, the arms and the legs will not move as when they like to. The eyes will change. My teacher Ramdas said it's the perfect time to sit down and meditate. You don't see as well. You don't hear as well. You don't move as well. What's left to do? Sit down and meditate. Follow your path. Follow the inherent wisdom that your body mind has. Seek that part of you that is unaffected by external circumstances, not wet by water, not burnt by fire. All those beautiful lines in the Gita that inform us about where we might have become adharmic, where we might have lost our meaning and purpose, where we haven't found, when we're just a little bit off track, the way we've taken a wrong turn. There are some beautiful signs in Australia. When you enter a major thoroughfare, a big road, there's big signs, a big red sign, probably 5-10 meters high, 20 meters across, that says wrong way, go back, just in case you've entered the wrong side of the freeway. And that's the art of the yogi. That's the art of the spiritual seeker, the sadhaka, that they can notice very swiftly what takes away peace or power, and they can readjust and sit back in that very sweetly, very quickly. They're able to discern, have viveka in relation to their highest good, in relation to the highest good around them. So I've just got the little flashing light from Vikram. So I'll finish with a very similar quote that he spoke to about us earlier on. It's from Swami Sivananda, and he was talking about what Vikram was talking about in terms of checking your actions and your words and your speech. And he offered this. He said, will it help someone and will it harm no one? And if those criteria are met, it will maintain or increase peace. So I ask that for you. I ask that for all of us, that on this plane, on this realm of joy and suffering, that we can elevate above that and we can find shanti in every moment. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, Hanuman Das Ji. The speech resembles your name. You mentioned about Samanya Dharma, the universal Dharma, Vishishta Dharma, my personal Dharma, and you also talked about Guna Dharma, my characteristics Dharma, and you also said follow your own path, Swadharma. You kept on saying that align yourself with Dharma and that leads to peace. And you also mentioned that Ishta helps you to align yourself to the Dharma. And as you rightly said, that every day, if we keep wherever we want to begin with, if we are more right than wrong than yesterday, then certainly we are moving towards the path of Dharma. You mentioned that appropriately, that for that we need Viveka. We need to know what is the lesser behavior, what is the greater behavior. Leaving the lesser, embracing the greater is the way, and knowing that wrong way, go back whenever it is lesser. As Swami Shivananda said, as you rightly mentioned, help someone, harm no one. It is the essence of all the dharmas on the planet, which will lead us with peace. Thank you very much. Really honored.
Namaste.
Just
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank Mr. Hanuman Das for coming onto the platform of United Consciousness. Thank you so much.